All right, what's up, people? So I figured I'd show you one of my more recent hauls. This is something called the periodic table of Marvel. It's about yay thick. It's not it's not breaking anything off. You know what I mean? It's interesting because the way this thing works is it's kind of like, so for example, they're gonna start with it basically goes by powers. So like they're gonna say, like, for example, radioactivity. This part's interesting. So radioactivity, you got gamma. That's everybody associated with the Hulk and the way the Hulk transforms. Spider infused. That's basically all the Spider-Man type shits. Waste, overdose, etc. So then you go through that, but then you start getting into other ones too. So it's like radioactivity, which is creates. It's so weird. So then you get into like interstellar energies. There's a lot of really cool. The way this thing does it is really pretty cool. Now, I have one beef with this. I have one really big beef with this. And I'll tell you what it is in a second. I mean, I just think this thing is really cool, though. I mean, if the beef that I had didn't exist, this thing would be damn near perfect. The way it does things. Peak humans. Now, see, peak humans this is where I'm gonna start getting into like my problem, my main exact problem. Extra dimensional forces. You got gods, abstract beings, God given, demonic, etc., etc. It's just really cool. There you got Doctor Doom in there. I was wondering when they were gonna get to Doctor Doom, and the fact that they put him where they put him, I thought that was super awesome. You know what I mean? He is in here. You know what I mean? Or somewhere in here. VD, Victor Doom. Anywho. Yeah, see? VD. Victor Doom. They have to give everybody a unique two letters, which is pretty cool. Synthetic life. Okay, so now here's where I have a problem with this. The only problem I have, and really this could have been fixed, and I looked through this thing about a billion times, and I'm like, okay, because I did see Dormammu's in there. Dormammu is in there somewhere. I don't know, but I saw him. I saw Dormammu in there, which he should be in that same category with the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange and all them. Black Panther is under God given. You got Malekith. You got Frost Giants. You got Valkyries. This thing is pretty fucking cool. You got Loki in there. There's the main Thor. Peak humans. Okay, so when we get into peak humans, this is when I start having a problem. Because even though he is mentioned in here, I know, right? You're like, what the fuck could you possibly have a problem with, man? What's going on? There's somebody that's not mentioned in here that should be mentioned, that is actually mentioned in an article on somebody else, but does not receive any kind of a treatment. And they even have a part, I think at the end of every chapter, where they basically list off people that they're not even going to talk about. They're called ancillary exemplars. He didn't even get one of those. And you're like, who the fuck are you talking about? Why would it be such a big deal? Did they talk about this guy? Did they talk about that guy? Yeah, but the guy that they left off the list is a guy named Kang the Conqueror, who is an OP Avengers villain. He's already been introduced into the cinematic through the Loki series. And honestly, he should have been in the same, wherever Reed Richards was, he should have been in there. Because his real name is Nathaniel Richards, and he comes from the line of, never mind, don't worry about it. The fact that they didn't put Kang in this fucking awesome book of awesomeness. And I'm seriously, I recommend this. I think it cost me about $20 or some shit. It's a very good bind. You can see it's hardbound. And it's really cool the way they do things. But not including Kang, that's almost, to me, as a comic book nerd, that's almost unforgivable. You know what I mean? That'd be like, okay, like I'll give you an example. If the same thing for DC Comics, right? Same exact layout for DC Comics, and somehow Brainiac is not in there. I would say Brainiac and Kang are kind of like analogs in a certain sense, insofar as their arcs, etc., their power levels and structures, etc. But you know, that's just me. I'm a fucking nerd. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. But seriously, great book. I recommend it. But how could you not include Kang? Just saying.